Shine drove me to meet the members of the Ministry of Education. Upon my arrival into their office, they asked me what I did that the students were so respectful. Dear friends, welcome to my 22nd episode of my World Travel Stories, and today I'm going to share about my experience in the island nation of Bermuda. What comes to your mind when you hear the word Bermuda? Well, it is either the Bermuda Triangle or the Bermuda Shorts. The Bermuda Shorts were not invented in Bermuda, but Bermuda Shorts were originally created for the British military force in the 20th century due to the hot weather of subtropical region, as it was hard to wear a full trouser on duty. Later it caught on as a local fashion among the Bermudians. Bermuda is the only nation in the world where Bermudas are considered as the national dress for men. I asked the locals about the Bermuda Triangle. Is it true? They replied with a simple smile, we are still alive. Also from the recent 2021 Tokyo Olympics, when Flora Duffy won the gold medal for the triathlon, Bermuda became the smallest nation ever to win an Olympic gold medal. I departed New Delhi on the 22nd of January 2008 and I arrived in Boston in the USA at 2:50 p.m. and I performed a concert at a Korean church in the evening. The next day morning, I departed Boston at 9 a.m. and arrived in Bermuda at 12:06 p.m. My hosts, Cecil and Brenda White, came to pick me up from the airport and we had a lovely time of fellowship. Generally, during the mornings, I speak and perform at schools and colleges, and in the evenings, I do concerts in the churches. I was informed that it was examination time for most of the schools, and only one school responded positively for me to speak and perform. I was happy for the opportunity, and the next day I went to the school and I was introduced to the Officer of the Arts, Mr. Wendell Shine Hayward. He was so warm and friendly and took me to his first class to speak. I just started to talk and the students were wild and notorious. I was given an hour to speak to them, but within the first 5 minutes, I wanted to leave the class. I prayed to my Lord Jesus for wisdom and creativity to speak into the lives of these students, and that I would find grace and favor in the eyes of the students. God put in my heart to play an instrumental, and at the end of the performance, the students started to smile and ask me so many questions. I shared my journey of being called a failure and how I even believed that I was useless and even contemplated to commit suicide. I also talked about my encounter with Jesus that transformed my life and my journey. They listened intently with respect, and the questions were so meaningful and intellectual too. Truly, prayer can change a notorious classroom to a respectful one. Shine was amazed at the response of the class that he went and informed the principal. For the next class, I saw the principal and few teachers join, and for the following class, I did the same format, and this time I saw the camera crew in the classroom taking a video. I didn't know what was happening. And this time the class went on for an hour and a half. I had a wonderful time with 3 different classes. Shine took me out for lunch. Right after we finished our lunch, Shine got a call from the principal's office saying, the Ministry of Education from the Parliament of Bermuda wants to talk to me. I was completely shocked. I asked Shine, how did they come to know about me? He smiled and said that the camera crew that took the video during my class was from the news channel, and I was featured on the Midday National news, and that's how the Ministry of Education came to know. Shine drove me to meet the members of the Ministry of Education. Upon my arrival into their office, they asked me what I did that the students were so respectful. They said that it was one of the most undisciplined and roughest schools of Bermuda. I had no idea about that. I explained to them that I firstly prayed to Jesus for favor and wisdom. Secondly, I explained to the students failure on this earth is defined by human standards, but in the eyes of God, He has blessed all of us with talents and opportunities to grow, provided we choose the right path. Thirdly, stop comparing because comparison will steal the joy of your life. And lastly, make the best out of every opportunity you get. Never give up no matter how hard the going gets. Pursue the dreams that God has laid on your heart, regardless of whether it brings money or not, but I'm sure it brings a lot of contentment and satisfaction. The response from the members of the Ministry of Education was so encouraging, and I challenged them to put their focus not only on academics, but also on moral, ethical, and spiritual side of the growth of the students. I'm reminded of two scriptures from the Holy Bible. The book of James, chapter 1, verse 5 says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." Proverbs chapter 2, verse 6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom, from His mouth come knowledge and understanding." Dear friends, many times we allow the world to define and decide what is success or failure. We think that a sheet of marks card or a certificate can decide our future. The joy of learning goes beyond examinations and its results. Look at me. I was thrown out of my high school for having too many questions, and the educational system told me that I will amount to nothing for being a high school dropout. But my faith in God and knowing my purpose in life kept me moving forward towards my destiny that God had planned for my life. I've been able to inspire and impact both the teachers as well as the students in the educational world. To sum up, your faith in God and to identify and living out your purpose can be the turning point in your life. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do go to youtube.com/Benny Prasad, and there's a bell icon there. Please click on it so that every time I post a video, you will be notified. I would love to receive your comments too. Please do share these videos to your friends and your family so that they will be blessed too. God bless you all.